What's up, everybody? Trinity here, and welcome back to the Second Street Marvel for today's comic book review. And in today's review, I'm going to be reviewing a book on a publisher I've never read anything by them before, and it's on Oni Press. And this book that I'm going to be talking about today is Dryad, issue number 1. Now, this book is being written by Kurtis Wiebe, illustrated and colored by Justin Osterling, and lettered by the hardworking Jim Campbell. And I'll go ahead and show you those names right there, where you can see those, and you can see a little bit of the interior art there on this there on the title page as well. Now, Dryad issue, this series is like a medieval fantasy type series. We're dealing with like humans and elves here, and what we the scene kind of opens up on this mother and this father. They're carrying they each got their kids in like some little like backpacks, if you will. I guess what they would have been trekking with back in the day. I'll show you some of the art there. As they're headed to this place, and they end up getting to like this like a temple there, and there's like all kinds of carvings and everything there. And this guy, the guy there, he's obviously a scholar. You can tell as he's kind of examining everything that's going on there within this temple, this sort of like shelter that they had found. And they're kind of having a conversation about leaving this city and going to live this life. And that's really kind of obviously they're moving to out in the boonies is what it appears to be. And that's what we can see right here as we get this nice little, go ahead and check that out. That's pretty, isn't it? And then we flash forward, about 13 years later, and we come upon this pretty hilarious scene where the mother here is she's kind of like she's in this dungeon and she's hunting down this creature, but what she's searching for in this dungeon is, I don't know, a cat's collar. And just kind of a weird situation. And then we flash to the scene where there's this the guy here, obviously her husband, who is taking these kids out on like this a field trip, to this temple, and they're there checking things out. He's telling them about the history and everything that they know about it. And one of the kids, while they're there, ends up getting attacked by these crazy like bug things, and they end up taking they end up getting the bug thing taken care of. The kid's not harmed or anything. I mean, maybe he had to change his pants when he got home. Hard to say. Maybe. And then that's it. Then they get home. We flash to the scene, with the husband and the wife. They're there. They're having some times together, just having a conversation like husbands and wives do. And they're talking about how they just kind of their feelings and just some of that kind of drama stuff. How she feels being out of the big city, and how she knows that she don't want to. She would love to go back and be a warrior again, but she knows that he's happy there in this little town, being a history teacher and your relationship kind of stuff, you know what I mean? And then we see that their kids here are grown up, because it's 13 years later that they have their kids, who are some of them are his students as well, the father's students. When they were out on the field trip, they were just some stuff had happened, but the kids here end up going to sneak out. They're out with kind of out on a night, just out with their friends, hanging out, and they decide to go back out to this temple. And they get there, and they were both sitting there, the brother and the sister, after the sister convinced him to go there. They're kind of like, I don't know, this place feels really familiar, like we've been here before. And it was the place that they had been when they were kids. Well, they're kind of snooping around there and everything around this temple, and they end up unlocking this door to these gods or whatnot that the father was talking about earlier. These tribe or these people known as the Vihiri. So, I don't know. And that's kind of where the book ends up. There's, just other things going on here. I didn't spoil everything here for you guys. Just kind of want to tell you guys a little bit about this book, because it is in issue number 1. And, hey, if you haven't ever read this series or heard of this series, somebody's got to tell you about it, right? Yeah, anyway. Altogether, I thought this book was decent. It wasn't like my favorite read of the week. I was hoping for a little more, but hey, this is only the issue number 1. I think it did enough to make me want to read issue number 2. Now, the one thing I will say here is there is a little bit of inconsistencies in the art with like the daughter and just like a couple of the other characters. Nothing too major that I would really like be upset about, and some of the like some of this other stuff, like maybe coloring stuff, like the lady right here where she's crying, and see how the blues kind of, I'm not sure how well you guys can see that, but it looks a little too, I don't know, the coloring could have been a little bit better, but like I said, little spots here and there, just little tiny nitpicks, nothing too major. Altogether, I thought Dryad was a pretty decent issue, but let me know what you think down in the comments below if you've read Dryad issue number 1. And if you haven't read it, hey, what do you think? I mean, does it sound like something you might want to check out? Like I said, it's like medieval fantasy. We're dealing with some elves here. These kids unlock this temple to these Bahiri gods, and I don't know, kind of some cool stuff going on here. But anyway, guys, let's talk about it down in the comments below. That's all I have for this video today, folks. Thank you all so much for tuning in to the Second Street Marvel. If you haven't already, please make sure you subscribe, click the little bell, all of that good stuff. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, give it a thumbs down if you don't like it. It's all good. Leave some feedback down in the comments if you don't like it. Say, hey, what is it? Hey, Trinity, you suck. Stick to your day job, which I don't have a day job, but anyway. While you're at it, make sure you share with a friend and invite them to come hang out with us here on the Second Street Marvel. You all have a very good day. Have a great rest of your week, and we'll see you in the next video. Later.